just a bloke in a bar.
Yep. But anyway, I'm back now. Look at me. Look at me, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
you do.
back.
Yeah, you do look jacked. You do look jacked.
Well, that's not about being jacked. I didn't even thank you. I was more excited.
Do you reckon we look bigger?
You do look more intimidating. I have felt when you've walked in each day that I feel more scared than I did when I first met you.
Because I'm working out at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, chin-ups and squats and fucking everything today.
Chin-ups, squats, bridges.
It's all bodyweight stuff.
Push-ups.
Push-ups.
So
squats.
bodyweight?
No, squats with
Squats
weight.
with
Oh, with weight.
Yeah.
So you're going for power, baby.
Power.
Yeah, power.
Because I want to be a power bottom.
Like Manly.
No, Manly's basically in the top 8.
We agreed they were power bottoms earlier in the year.
Yeah, but they're coming up to being power tops because they're going to beat the Roosters.
This weekend, I think we're power tops.
Yeah. We're going to fuck.
So you're
this-
changing position.
If the Sharks
crime.
lose, which they will, we power tops? Think we are.
Are we in the 8 if the Sharks lose?
But Knights, if Knights win, don't they go ahead of you?
They're already ahead of us.
Knights won't win.
Oh, we equal on points.
We're
aren't we?
10th.
yeah.
But we're
So
equal on
that's
points.
They're
right.
ahead
If
of
they
it.
win, and who are they playing? They'll win their game.
They're playing
Raiders.
Bulldogs or
No.
no? They beat the
Knights.
Raiders.
Knights are playing Dolphins.
Oh, yeah, that's
and Souths
right.
are playing
I've
Sharks.
actually tipped the Raiders.
I've tipped the
Knights
Knights.
13
Yeah, I've
points.
tipped the Knights.
Anyway.
That's not good.
So
That's
still
all right, though.
power top or power bottom, you reckon?
Well, what if
Nah,
the Cowboys lose? They'll lose to the Broncos.
If Broncos win, if Broncos beat Cowboys and Souths beat Sharks, and then you win,
Yeah.
you're in the 8.
Yeah,
Hey.
there we go. Power tops.
Hey.
Power tops.
Yeah.
That's that fingers crossed kind
Well,
of
not
stuff.
really.
Fuck off.
Broncos
How's
will
it
beat
fingers- Broncos will pound Cowboys.
done.
Easy.
Rabbitohs beat the Sharks.
Easy.
We
And
beat
Roosters. Easy.
Okay. It sounds like fingers crossed kind of stuff.
No, how's it fingers
Because
crossed?
you're worried about other people.
Who do you think will win? Broncos or Cowboys? Who do you think
Broncos.
will win? Who do you think will win? Rabbitohs or Sharks?
sorry, Souths and Sharks are on the same point, so actually that's irrelevant. So you'll jump them no matter, you'll jump the loser if you
Okay,
win.
so you think
Even
Broncos?
if Knights win?
No.
No,
Sharks
Knights
and
gotta
Rabbitohs
win.
are on the same point. So we jump. All we have to do is Broncos. If Broncos beat the Cowboys, which they will,
Yep.
and we beat the Roosters, which we will, we're up. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And now we're power tops. All of a sudden we're power tops.
Yeah.
So what are we then?
And now
what are
you
the
look
Broncos?
silly.
What are the Broncos then?
It's not about
Slipping
what
outside
you
the
got- Yeah,
four.
it's not about what the Broncos are. The Broncos are
After
who
they
the
pound the
Broncos are.
Cowboys.
Huh?
Slipping outside the 4 after you need them to beat the
yeah,
Cowboys.
you need us to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
No, but eventually. Eventually. Let's all call it as it is. The Broncos this year lose in a prelim or the grand final. That's what happens. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And you're no fucking better than us. That's what
Yeah.
like.
No one. You'll be remembered just the same as us.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's win or nothing. That's it.
It's win or nothing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we came 7th in 2002. Like, who gives a fuck about that?
That's the peninsula.
That would say
mentality.
then the Broncos last season it doesn't matter because like they had the same as you, so it's not as bad.
If you don't win,
Well,
it
win or
doesn't-
nothing.
It's win or nothing. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's what I mean. So Broncos season wasn't worse than
Well,
Manly's
no,
last
no.
year.
Listen, now this is a great point you raise, right? Because thankfully for us, in this time that we're living in, right, that was less than 12 months ago, and it was the fashion that you went out. So whilst technically the history will tell the same tale, Manly and Broncos didn't win in 2022, but if it's only 2023 and you're still remembering, you go, oh, but the Broncos were actually 4th with 1 round to go and tumbled out of the top 4 and the top 8 all in one game, basically. Just
There's like short history and long history.
Yeah.
Right? In long history, it's all the same.
Okay.
Short history, you tumbled outside the 8.
one of the worst fucking ends
In-
to a season in the history of the game.
And also in short history, you won the spoon.
Okay.
Not that long ago.
So the win or nothing.
Yeah, that's long
Is
history.
nothing something.
That's long history.
Oh, that's long history.
Yes. Also known as ancient
So
history.
short history is
Ancient
also
history.
short
Yes,
history is also we still finished above you.
Which is also known as modern history.
So modern history we still finished above you.
Yeah, but that'd be like saying that, well, in World War II, Germany beat Poland, but like they still lost the war. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But I mean,
theirs was worse. It was worse for you to tumble outside of the top 4, then the top 8, than it was for us to finish 11th. Way worse.
Correct. Way worse.
Way worse.
And we had like the excuses of multiple injuries and turmoil and jerseys and shit, whereas you didn't have one. You had great side, great players.
Appreciate that.
everything.
Thank you.
Well, but you didn't. That's yeah.
Remember when we towed you up last 2 years in a row?
No.
When?
Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that?
No. And
now,
this
like,
is called a short-term memory loss, which sometimes you
Absolute
can have.
rugby league humping.
No
Do you know what
idea.
I remember? Well, you know what I remember? Is you winning a spoon, which Manly's never won, and you not winning a comp since 2006. In that time, we've won 3. So
4 actually.
So you're going to ancient history to try and prove a point for
20,
today.
no, 2006
7,
is
8,
major.
11, 13, 4 comps.
Because like four comps, even if you'd really won 4 comps, you're still below us today, and we still pumped you this year.
Nah.
That'd be like that'd be like saying, "Oh, fucking Federer," like so just ignoring that he's got 20 slams because he's not winning today.
Well, the difference is Federer is older now, whereas
we're older now too.
You're older now, so your roster isn't that good at the moment. Can't win a comp.
No, they're just older. So they can still win. They're just a bit older.
Different.
So you accept mediocrity because they're a bit older.
They're not mediocre.
Whereas, like, because Federer, you're accepting the loss because he's older.
No. What I'm saying is, mate, that you can't just put a line through greatness because it suits your narrative. You can't just ignore how dominant we've been as a club. You can't ignore that to suit your own narrative, right?
Yeah.
What I'm pointing out to you is in modern history, the Broncos have been fucking toilet. That's a fact. You've been awful.
When does modern history start?
When we say it starts.
Exactly. In the NRL era.
Because I'd say
Think about it that way. In the NRL era,
Have won a few comps.
except for the start, you've been awful. Except for the start of it, you've been shit out.
and now too, because we're better than you now.
Put it this way, three quarters of the NRL era, you've been awful.
We've been better than you most of the time, though.
How?
Well, we're better than you the last 2 years. And then we were better than you all early till what, 2008,
5.
7, when you actually...
No, 5.
7 is when you won the comp. Sorry,
7
won a
comp,
premiership.
7,
8,
we went back to back.
So
13.
2000 to 2007, sorry?
We went back to back in 7, 8.
fuck, here
No,
we
we
go.
did.
Yeah, okay.
We did.
Okay, here we go. I'm dealing with facts. I'm dealing with truth. You guys are dealing with some weird... Your alternative facts, that's what you're dealing with.
Our truth.
Yeah, our truth.
Carl Lewis was awarded the gold medal at the Olympics when Ben Johnson was done for doping. Fact. You can look that up. We were, for all intents and purposes, granted the premiership in 07 because Melbourne cheated. That's a fact.
Well, to be honest, we weren't. It was only after they came out and started sucking their own dicks
the
against
people on
Parramatta on the weekend.
people on the street
Yeah,
acknowledge
sure.
it, Tom.
But I think that now after the Storm went back and started auto-fellatioing themselves, then people are going, well, we got to make sure, we actually can't just not award it to anyone because they'll just keep doing this shit. We now need to give it to Manly, not to Parramatta so much because I don't.
So you reckon that Storm are the only one that have cheated the cap? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
Only one that got caught, mate. Only one that got caught.
Every club's been caught
Not Manly.
Well, Manly hasn't had club premiership stripped.
because they didn't win the comp.
Well, we haven't been caught. Anyway.
What do you mean? Like every politician's probably corrupt, but it doesn't matter unless you get caught. That's the way of the world,
Yeah,
is it
dude.
not? Have I gone fucking mad as a cut snake? So what?
I think so. I think it's
that'd
equally
be
as
like
bad.
that'd be like stealing something and going, well, you can't fucking arrest me because everyone does it. Do you know what I mean? Or heaps of people do it. So it does, that's ridiculous.
Well, but
logic.
that's a completely different thing because
How is it?
The Storm, the Storm
cheated, and you're saying that they should be able to keep their trophies because
I didn't say that.
every other team does
I
it.
didn't say that.
I
I
heard you
didn't
say
say
that.
that.
That's what you said.
No.
Yes.
But all I asked you was, do you think they're the only ones that have cheated the salary
Yes.
cap?
That have been caught.
That's
In
all I
that,
asked.
in that year, yeah.
Everyone that did
You
it.
don't
has
have any
been caught.
proof.
I do have proof because I was playing rugby league that year.
You
What?
don't
You
do
played
the
rugby
books. You didn't do the books.
I was literally at an NRL club.
Yeah,
No.
but what? Do you reckon they walk around training and start showing everyone the books going, here, we're cheating? No. Is that what they do?
You know more.
Is that what they do?
You guys know more.
Is that
Thank
what
you,
they do?
Denan. Cut that up. Clip that. Clip that up.
Cut that up. Cut it up.
Anyway.
Point
Liquor
is-
Legends. We've got special promotions in Queensland Liquor Legends stores at the moment. For one more week, we've got Bloke Lager 6-packs. It's $17.99 at all Liquor Legends stores in Queensland. Also on special in New South Wales Liquor Legends stores. Go check them out. Your nearest Liquor Legends in
Reward yourself.
And
reward yourself with a 6-pack of Bloke Lager.
There's the Burmo bump, baby.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Liquor Legends, baby.
Sales through the roof.
Yep.
or down.
Yeah, because we actually worked out
Because it
there
could
was
be a
down.
speed bump.
Yeah, we worked out
Well,
last
but
week.
I mean, like, at least I can read, right? When Kempy does it, and like, there's a fucking spelling mistake in there, or two,
I didn't write that.
grammar and spelling, missing an
So
R
maybe
in
you
reward.
understand my pain.
Well, no, because I see you read things wrong. So,
I just saw you read that wrong.
well, no, I didn't. It was incorrectly.
You didn't sound it out, and we said in rewards for you.
Well, because it's Liquor Legends. Instead of saying
In
and
award.
instead of saying and reward yourself, it says in award, and I'm like
It's
in
award.
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 So you can't read.
Was that
award.
in put there to try and like make him sound more like the common man? In reward.
I don't want to shift blame, but I'm just going to kick this further down the can. I just copy and paste this from The people that sent it to me.
okay.
I don't actually read it
Now he's
myself.
pointing fingers like I am right now.
So you're
At who? At Liquor Legends, or
Yes,
is it your fucking
at other staff?
promo team?
At other staff, or are you pointing the finger back at the very business you're trying to promote?
No, definitely the staff. Definitely the staff. Not
Okay.
Liquor Legends.
Is Kempy's technically a staff member, right? So like, is it him?
Technically, I'm not a staff member.
Well, okay, whatever. You are though, right? You're on the staff. You're on the business.
Well, at some stage, he will get the blame because the blame is just going down as a chain.
And then it's got to get back to the top because it's actually about who you're hiring.
Yeah.
So really, it's your fault.
So should I fire then?
Yeah.
It's actually not a great culture. seeing you not put your hand up and just accept blame.
No, I asked you, should I fire? I'm ready to put the
Well,
hand
no,
up.
you should, rather than firing, you should just go, there was my fault.
Because the buck stops where?
It stops with me.
At the top.
Yeah, the tippity top. Anyway, great ad read. Appreciate that, Tom.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Now, big news, boys. I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Phil Gould has been quoted saying Latrell hasn't done it at the business end of the season, and South haven't done it at the business end of the season. I don't think they're anywhere near being a premiership winning form at the moment. Not even close. Not even in the same postcode. Oof. He's got these brilliant individual moments. It's all great, but put him on the big stage in front of 50,000 in a preliminary final. He hasn't done it yet. That's where he's got to do it. He's still got to do that part of it, and he hasn't done it yet. He's got to get into the grind on the big day against the big teams when they're having their best day. That's the test of winning premierships.
He's won a couple though.
I mean, like, he hasn't.
And he's literally had the match-winning play against the Raiders.
And he also like dominated Will Chambers in the Storm grand final when the Roosters beat the Storm.
And on top of that, I thought he was your player of the series 2021.
He also dominated. Well, Tom was, but he also dominated State of Origin. He's won a World Cup.
But he's won 2 comps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 comps. But he hasn't done it at fullback.
Back to back?
Back-to-back comps.
Back to back?
As like a teen.
Yeah. 18, 19.
Yeah, right.
First team since Broncos.
Well, Manly 07, 08. It's look, Phil. I think Phil's maybe a little bit angry. I don't know, but there's a part of it where you go, like, if you want to be hyper specific, which I saw Phil doing on Twitter, he hasn't done it while being a fullback where he's got more of a say on the game. But flick pass in the Raiders grand final, humping Will Chambers in the following grand final, or the preceding, I can't remember what the order was. Origins, where he's absolutely ripped and teared. He's won World Cups. I don't know whether he's the person to really be going after.
Why is he going after him?
That's gonna
Is
say,
this off the back of anything?
Get your tinfoil hats on, boys.
Well, because the Dogs are shit.
The Dogs are struggling. This is 2 big calls now in 2 weeks, and we haven't seen any.
What was the other big call last week?
Broncos can't win the premiership.
I agree with him that South.
So this is just
aren't in
this
premiership-
is just deflect. Is that what you're saying?
I think
is that what you think it might be?
I think he's a crafty gentleman.
Yes.
One of the most crafty, probably the most crafty media man in the game. And I think that
He is elite.
the Bulldogs at the moment, when you look at their record, defensive record, it's one of the worst in their history. Top 3 worst.
in the Bulldogs' history.
Yeah.
Oh, it's toilet. I agree with him that the Souths currently aren't in premiership winning form, but like Trell's been out, he's 1 game back.
Yeah,
they
they made a
it's-
grand final 2 years ago.
Exactly.
They
like
prelim last year.
Yeah, it's not the end of the season either. They'll start humming. They've also had some great patches during the year. Not in the same postcode, I think, is probably a little bit of a big call.
Huge call. Massive call. I've never thought of him as someone that's shrunk on the big stage. That's never been my memory. Or if I think about Latrell, I think of him dominating in big games.
That being said, though, Eddie, Gus has a point.
Well, if you want to get super specific, he hasn't won a comp with the 1 on his back. He hasn't won a comp for the Rabbitohs.
You know,
But those things are true.
But the implication is that he's not a big game player.
That's what I'm
And so
starting to believe him.
That's what's incorrect in my
The
opinion.
more I read that quote, the more I start to agree with Phil Gould.
If it was all of those facts and then we haven't seen him do it and that's the question, then that would make more sense.
Well,
but to say that, he hasn't done it in front of 50,000, the implication is he's not a big
Well,
game player.
I think what Phil's saying is that he doesn't have any respect nor any time for centres. Not a big centre guy.
Yeah,
because you know what I mean? He's basically saying if you've done it, if you've had 6 games at centre,
Not good enough.
I don't care. doesn't move my needle, which I think's probably a little unfair.
Well, but also I think, as you get to that, older age, what would Phil be, mid to late 60s, getting your needle moving's a little bit more difficult. So maybe he needs something really, really fucking exciting.
He's a master. He's a master. I reckon he's just having fun with everyone right now. We're all talking about it. It's great to talk about it. I think.
And we're not talking about the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think he's having a laugh. And I reckon he'd be sitting at home reading tweets, literally giggling to himself.
Well, he's the king of Twitter.
With some Anzac bickies and a tea.
Does he love Anzac?
But I tell you what the genius of that quote is that you can criticize, but he's speaking sort of in riddles a little bit. You know what I mean? So if you can't actually get him on the X's and O's, because he'll go, well, he hasn't done it for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
That's what it
In
was.
a prelim. And
People
you go,
must-
oh, fuck, you're right.
Someone slammed him on Twitter, and he just goes, "I'm talking about at fullback where he's got way more, where he's got way more of a say on the outcome of the game. Keep up." Just Alfred some cunt on Twitter. I'm like,
He's a
cool.
master. He's a
Okay.
master. And also, if Trell comes out and has the best season ever and wins a comp, he can say, "I was doing it to fire him up."
Yeah, exactly. And he will.
Boom.
And he
There it
will.
is.
Because
What do you got there, Matty?
I love my New South Welshman.
Yeah.
Latrell's only lost one game at fullback in a finals game. He wasn't there in 2020. He got injured. 2021, he suspended. Then last year, he was the best player against the Roosters when it was 13-11. He scored. He was gunning against the Sharks, and then he got snapped in the prelim against Leota.
Leota early on the game. I thought he was concussed.
Like it's a pretty ridiculous comment. He's had one final series at fullback.
Yeah, but you're a South fan, so you fucking suck his dick no matter what.
Nah, I said the
Phil's
same
right.
thing. I said the same thing on captain's run. People forget he got absolutely snapped by Leota like 15, 20 minutes in, and I reckon he was a bit as in not rattled as in scared, but rattled up here from the snapping. And it was a fight. Like Leota, I would argue Leota's been the best defensive player in the last 3 years in final series out of everyone. He has honestly gone and looked for the best player in the opposite team and snapped him. Remember what they did to Eels last
No, they
in the
snapped
grand
the
final?
Eels.
Just started snapping RCG
That was
in Big
biblical.
Bowler.
That
That
was
was good
biblical.
stuff.
Because they'd lipped up. Remember
all
the
lipped
Eels?
up.
What, you, mate?
This comment, though, largely, whilst I get, if we're assuming that Phil's just looking for a bit of deflection from the Bulldogs, it's fuck, of all the people you're going after, I guess maybe that's why, because it's getting to get, the most, because it's kind of absurd. People are going to talk about it more. But then you got someone like Crawley who was ripping on Gould for that, going, Gould should focus more on the Bulldogs. It's like, Crawls, you came out and fucking absolutely smoked Joseph Sua'ali'i.
We'll get to Sua'ali'i.
Sua'ali'i.
Because that was like...
That was...
Have you heard...
I was like, what the fuck?
There's people that put it on Twitter, so it's not me that's researched it, but they actually pulled up a quote from Crawley when Sua'ali'i was killing it, and he was genuinely hyping up, going, great.
Sucking him from the back.
Anyway, we'll get to it.
Okay. We've got opinions.
Colin Matangi, he's played in the biggest stage and he's won 2 rings, so I don't know how you can say much about that. It is Latrell, you know what I mean. He has the facts that can back it up, Campbell Graham.
Well said.
Well, I think, first of all, Latrell has delivered in big games in the Origin arena in previous years. But apart from that, I like hearing that because I know Latrell is going to be fired up. He likes proving people wrong. I'm sure that is what he is going to do. Also, the CEO of the Rabbitohs, Solly, came out and basically said, getting a bit tired of Gus Gould talking out of the clubs. Essentially, worry about your own club.
Talk shit, get
Do you
hit.
reckon if the Bulldogs had this sort of year next year, do you reckon they'd fire Seraldo?
Nah, no way. I reckon they'd just be a
what
must-win
about
now.
back-to-back really poor
That'd be
defense?
crazy. I reckon to do
Just
that.
wondering.
No.
Just throwing it out there.
It's a fair point, and I know people love the line. Stay patient, doggy fans.
You should be putting that on a t-shirt.
You should be selling that.
Well, look, what else can you fucking do? You want to be impatient? Sweet. Then you make your life shit.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, but sometimes impatience rattles the cage, right?
Oh, you reckon that the Bulldogs aren't rattled right now? They
No,
need
but
more
I'm
rattling.
saying if you're a fan,
for wholesale changes.
I'm saying you go out there, you chain yourself to the fence, and you go, I'm going to set myself on fire if you don't fucking sack Seraldo. That's how you do it. I'm not saying Seraldo should get sacked. I just mean
You got to be the change you want to see in the world.
Impatience. That's a big leap. Impatience to that is pretty hectic.
Well, maybe not your whole self. Maybe it's your pubes. Start with your pubes.
Yeah,
Grow 'em out,
I'm
singe 'em off.
gonna burn my pubes
This
off.
place is going to stink.
And literally yell, I'm impatient,
Yeah.
and burn your pubes.
You don't know what it stinks like.
No, but I know that.
Yeah, you don't. How you don't know that?
Well, because Streety burned a whole heap of pubes off.
And what happened?
Well, everyone else was like, "That's the worst."
Yeah, but they're all in on it, trying to just walk
Oh, so does that actually smell? So what's it smell like? Roses?
You've been whooped.
it smells
It
good.
actually
Oh,
does.
really? It
It's
smells
one of the
nice.
most bizarre things that pubes from men
Really?
It smells
smell
amazing.
alike.
So you're telling me we should maybe because I haven't
Burnt
seen any,
hair, I'd wear it as a cologne.
I haven't seen any sort of pube scented incense though. That seems like a market.
But it's not called that. It's called roses.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're just lying.
But you don't know that because you can't smell it.
pubes,
Oh, no, I don't know
because
anything.
pubes is a little crass. It smells like roses. And
So
pubes.
why is pubes crass if it smells good?
No, because
Well, it doesn't
the
look good.
word is just it's too genitalia. You
Well,
know?
And
what's wrong
also
with
just
genitalia?
the actual sound of the word is too crash.
Yeah, but you could
Rose,
say-
very
Yeah, but
soft,
you
beautiful.
don't have a candle called pussy.
Well, you might.
You don't though.
Box.
You don't have.
We
you
can
don't
find
have,
another
you don't
name,
have
though.
dick candles either.
Well, does dick smell nice?
Fucking oath.
So why wouldn't you?
Because it's a little.
I think there
crass.
would
Why
be
is it
dick
crass?
candles. I think there are dick candles, to be honest.
Why
Oh,
is
there
it
is.
crass?
Of course there
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
That
But they're not
smell like
wholesale.
dick?
Yeah.
Do they smell like dick?
I don't know, you tell
Dick
me.
candles. Of course they do.
What does dick smell like?
Changes depending on the
Environment?
the season, what you've put
much-
it in.
Well, give me an
what you've-
example. Give
What
me an
you've
example.
washed,
Well, so it's got to
unwashed,
be. So is it
washed,
influenced by
unwashed.
outside agents? Like, does it need to be bathed?
Have you been for a run?
Have you been for a run, Tom?
Not today. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have.
That's disappointing.
I was on my fucking.
That's how pathetic your effort was. You didn't even remember.
Well, to be honest, it was in between supersets, so it was more of a job.
Superset. You're supersetting now.
Yeah, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Holy shit.
What is a superset?
You gonna get in the
Well,
ring?
it was
You gonna
like
get in the ring,
basically
Russ?
six. I think it was like 6 or 7 sets of
You gonna get in the ring? You reckon?
squats and shins. Huh?
You gonna get in the ring? You reckon?
Absolutely not, Denan.
I reckon you'd have a bit of dog in you.
in the ring?
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon you'd go all right.
You're probably right, but I would never do it.
you go alright?
You reckon
I
you got
don't.
dog in you?
No.
You just said I'm probably
Dude,
right.
Yeah, I was taking the piss.
Do you
One
reckon
hits my
you've got-
gut and I'd be fucking on the ground.
Do you
I've
reckon
got
you've
no
got that
core.
dog in you?
I reckon you got dog in you, bro.
Oh!
Oh my
Fuck no,
god!
dude. I'm gonna
I
say
reckon
no
you
quicker.
do, man. I reckon it's like you come across as a massive fucking cat, but
Yeah.
you're actually a dog.
But if you actually sort of see me in the...
But you come across
in the fire...
soft as
Yeah,
butter,
no, but that's actually a mechanism, right? It's like, oh yeah, you want to come at me, do you? And then
ambush
I-
kind of stuff.
And then I'm like a fucking yappy little chihuahua.
Because you come off like super soft.
yeah, no, because I am. But then it's like, back me up into a corner, bruh.
No, I'm feeling you,
And I'm
Russ.
yapping.
I'm feeling you. That's why you try and fight
yapping.
people all the time.
But I saw that video that you were, because obviously you used to post all the shirtless videos on your own personal Instagram, and I think you posted one of you doing boxing training on your personal Instagram as well, which I've seen, and I think it's on there still. But you look great. Are you looking for anything? Because you looked really good in that boxing video on your personal Instagram.
no, I'm a lover. I'm soft.
Why? But it was on there though. You're like, da, 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 you
Yeah,
know,
but
like
I'm soft.
singlet,
I'm
all
happy
the
to. I don't
shirts
have dog in
off.
me. The dog died many years
don't
ago.
know.
Who do
Tom.
you reckon win in a fight between you two?
Tom.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what it'd be like?
How much would I have to pay you to fight?
I'm not. I'd get my ass kicked.
No,
What
no,
the
but like
fuck
how
you
much?
talking about?
What would you do it for?
So you're asking me what I get paid to get bashed?
No, I'm asking what
Or do you think I'd take his back and just fucking choke him?
I'm asking what you'd have to get paid to fight each other. That's what I'm asking.
I wouldn't do it. I'm afraid. I'm happy to say.
Would you do it for $1 million?
Yes. And I'd take a dive.
I'm
and I'd bet on myself. I'd bet on Kempy and I'd
I
just
wouldn't
go
do that.
first round.
I wouldn't do that because I'm genuinely afraid of Tom's.
I reckon we
dog.
could hype it up to get. I reckon we could get close to $1 million.
$1 million each. You reckon?
Each?
Yeah, I reckon.
I'll do it for $1 million.
If you did it right, if you market it right, I'll be
yeah?
I'll promote it.
You'll promote it?
Yeah, take fucking
Big joke.
a huge big.
So who are you
chunk.
fighting then?
I'm promoting.
No, you
I just said I'm a promoter.
You're a
you
promoter
gotta
slash
fight.
fighter.
No, you got to
Coach-
fight.
Who am
Yeah.
I fighting?
Yeah, who
Matty?
are you fighting? Matty?
Oh, too easy.
Whoa.
I don't know about that.
No. He's got some dog in him.
Yeah,
Does he?
I think Matty...
He's
Well,
got
maybe
like
I'll
a
get found out.
mangy. He's got like a mangy angry
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. He's
And
like,
maybe I'll lose, but it won't matter because I've already got that chunk.
Got that cash.
You know what I mean?
Cash.
well,
up.
we'd be promoting that one, so we'd be taking all
Yeah.
that money.
Well, that wouldn't make any money.
It's a great
So
point.
reach out if you want to fight Tom. He's looking to box.
No, can't,
You should. You know what you should do? You should do like that corporate fighter and that.
Should do it, bros. I reckon kill it.
Corporate fighter and that.
Yeah, dude, corporate fight night. Imagine that, getting all your friends down, getting KO'd. Fuck that shit, dude. I don't need that in my life.
Could you imagine?
Now, also a quick reminder, the shoe grab code this week is Cleary. Get $30 off Asics and Nike Performance sneakers. Plus, we've thrown in some exclusive sneakers. The link will be in the show notes where I set the code. And also, don't forget, Cam McInnes is our hungriest player. Offer for this week is $10 off pizza when you spend $30 or more. Just put in the code McInnes. So at Shoe Grab, put in Cleary. All you do is type Bloke In A Bar at on Shoe Grab's website, and it will show you all of the shoes that you get 30 smackaroonies off.
Smackaroonies, eh?
Yep. Smackaroonies, baby. Must be a Queensland thing. Remember those things for dogs, smackos?
Yeah, yeah.
Dogs
Dogs
go
go
wacko for
wacko.
smacko?
I
Dogs
saw a
go whack
dude
for
at
smackos.
the Nelson in Bondi Junction, great pub, when I was like maybe 19 or 20. and Sniffer Dogs came through. Thanks, man. Sniffer Dogs came through and they got this guy out on the street and it was like he was getting patted down and then the dogs were sniffing the fuck out of him and he pulled out schmackos.
Actually, schmackos.
I was like, what the fuck was the point of that?
Well,
he still had
drugs.
a bag between his legs.
Exactly.
Well, that's true. There was
He
a nice
definitely had the
thing.
drugs on him.
Smart.
That's
right?
fucking eyes
That's
up.
eyes up footy. I think that actually.
Okay. All right.
What, you think you thought better of it?
Was it you?
No.
Was it you at the Nelson?
No, it wasn't me at the Nelson. But yeah, great eyes up footy from that bloke. Now, Crawley has come out and gone aggressively. Well, not aggressively, but he's been passionate.
It was aggressive.
Was he crying? Because he likes to cry.
Yeah, he was emotional. He was emotional.
He cares about rugby league.
Yeah.
He passionately has gone at Sua'ali'i.
Which was, I don't, like, am I wrong here? Like, was it out of the bluish?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, I didn't see the Roosters game on the weekend, or maybe I didn't have forgotten it, but like, it just seemed like it was.
Well, Sua'ali'i's like almost the last person because he's literally just turned 20 years old. He's the last person.
That's what I mean. And like, there's so many big names in that team that aren't doing the things that they should be doing to win. And then he's presented himself as an overhyped kid. Eddie and I were saying on the podcast before Hello Sport, check it out. We were like, I don't even know what the fuck his voice sounds like. How the fuck has he hyped himself up at all?
If you played rugby league players' voices, you know which ones you'd get.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd get Sua'ali'i's. I don't think I've ever heard him speak. So the implication from Crawls that he's out there pumping himself up.
That he's presented
Like
himself.
presenting himself literally to adoring fans is absurd.
And has anyone actually heard Sua'ali'i? Is he the first person, like NRL player, that doesn't speak?
Potentially.
Also,
And it's by choice. I think he's making a statement.
but when the
It's a political
Roosters were
statement.
going all right, he was playing good footy. And
You put him in any good side that's ripping right now, and he'd be ripping his dick off.
there's a lot of players at the Roosters that you can sit there and go, shit season, shit season. Most of them.
I don't understand it from every single perspective. Not only was it the media that hyped him up, not him, but like he from the get-go told Rabbitohs and the Roosters, I might want to go to rugby union. Like it was not a secret.
Everyone knew. It's
Literally.
Like everyone knew. He went to a fucking rugby private school.
Everyone knew. And so to say that he has unfairly negotiated, these are consenting negotiators that said...
The Roosters took a punt on him. They gave him a shot. They let him have a go, and now he's just fucked off. It's like, it's a fucking professional sport. He's been playing footy for him. They pay for his services. And now he's going somewhere else.
They didn't pluck him out of the ether and go, let's give
From
this...
the slums or something.
Yeah, let's give this kid who would otherwise be nothing a shot. It's like, no, he could have gone anywhere and been the same fucking prodigy that he is. He was a prodigy. This sort of language, this sort of rhetoric does not apply to prodigies.
Yeah.
They're immune from that sort of...
Yeah. The Roosters fought tooth and nail to get him to play NRL early. And this is how he repays them. You're like, what the fuck are we talking about?
They haven't been clothing and feeding him since he came out of the womb, you fucking liars. The Roosters don't have a junior system.
They got to
They just buy
players.
everyone. So what have they done? They paid him money for him to play for their club.
Played bloody well last year too.
Exactly. There's been all the talk was like Origin shit. He also ripped at the World Cup for Samoa, who weren't a very good side. But like, as in on paper, you weren't expecting him to make the fucking final.
I think the rhetoric around Sua'ali'i, to be honest, has been fucking ridiculous. I don't even buy for a second this. Oh, the Roosters have just been so distracted all year because Sua'ali'i's going to rugby. I'm like, if that's the case, that is the most beta fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Get it together. Like a 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid's going to rugby, which we always fucking knew was going to happen, right? Are you telling me that distracted for your season? That's why you're playing like shit? Is that the reason? Because if it is, that is absurd, and I'd be sacking the whole coaching staff today if that's the case.
I think there's no way the Roosters think that.
Of course they don't.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what you keep hearing.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
Oh, Phil Gould was right. They should have let him go then. It's just been the most monumental distraction. What are you talking about, mate?
It's like, you do realise you still have Manu, Tedesco, like all these absolute throbbers.
Tedesco, Tupou, Kiri,
Dom
Hargraves,
Young arriving.
Dom Young coming
Satili.
next year. Satili, Tupanua, Crichton, fucking Victor Radley, Cheese, Connor Watson,
Yeah.
Lindsay Collins.
Yeah.
of Monstars fame. Of all of the critiques of Sua'ali'i, this one to me has been the most egregious. Of just like out of nowhere, shitting on this kid who doesn't speak, having a political, you know what I mean? Like
We don't even know if he can
we don't
speak.
even know if he can speak yet. That's the jury's out. He might be a mute. Like what a fucking to have a shot at someone who can't actually speak back. It just seems like it was very unnecessary.
It's uncouth.
It was uncouth.
Having a go at a guy who can't even speak is outrageous.
And uncouth.
And uncouth.
Yeah.
Keep it couth. That's what we always say on the
We've
show.
always said it. Keep it couth.
Ruth.
Keep it couth, Ruth. That's our keep it simple stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Anyway.
Because Ruth was couth.
No, she was couth.
Couth as it comes.
That's the truth.
Couth as it comes.
Jesus.
Cowboys.
Ruth Couth, that's actually her name.
Yeah, okay. A couple of dads on the panel today. Real dad jokes. Shout
They
out.
always land.
Did you find yourself leaning heavily into the dad jokes?
No, I just think it happens, dude. I honestly
Really?
don't know what the fuck it is. You just start saying really lame shit
And it's hilarious?
to myself.
I have noticed I've been wearing the best dad shirt around the house a bit more.
Bit early, but I get it.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's just a
I'm a
bit
prodigy, like Sua'ali'i.
You're a prodigy dad.
Yep.
Well, I'm Crawley.
Are you a
fucking
prodigy
shit.
dad?
I'm a prodigy dad. And I'm not going mute about it. I'm letting the world know.
Mate, I don't know if you are a prodigy dad yet. You got to fucking. I haven't seen. To be honest,
See-
from what you were saying in the green room pre-show, I don't know about prodigy.
I tell you what, though, I'm surprised Crawls isn't having a go at you.
Yes,
Because you're beating your own dick
Yeah,
wearing a
that's
best
true.
dad shirt early, by the way.
way too early.
Prodigy dad,
Yeah, Crawls has got his sights on the wrong person there.
I believe.
You're presenting as a prodigy.
You know what? You're
yourself.
presenting as haters right now.
There's a couple of things you said in the green room where you
That
might
was
look
a-
twice about that
that
good,
prodigy
that
tag.
good dad shirt.
Yeah.
You're presenting as haters right now. That's what you are.
No. Listen, if you heard the green room,
I'm going to post. I am going to post later that my haters.
I don't know, that
my
green room
haters will be
rhetoric.
numbered.
That green room
little on the
rhetoric,
nose.
bruh.
Little on the nose.
I don't even know what the fuck you're
Well,
talking
pretty
about.
spicy. Well, I think you do.
Spicy shit in the green room before.
Ooh, that was
The green room, eh?
not mild.
No. That was spicy stuff.
That was 3 chilies sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Cowboys fight Val Holmes charge. Great to Ellis high tackle. Was offered 3 weeks early plea. Given it was his third offence, he got an extra week. It would have been offered 1 week with an early plea if not. Cowboys fought and lost. He will now miss 4. Now, a lot of people...
Sorry, go.
I was going to say, initially even myself, I was a bit like, wow, like why would you even fight that? There's no way. But I think the reason why the Cowboys fought it, and thanks to the people that texted in on the show, is because literally the difference was he either gets 3 weeks or essentially no weeks. So if they got the charge, completely reduced, he could be playing the whole month. Whereas 3 weeks and 4 weeks is not that much difference.
Yeah, right.
I get it. I get that.
Yeah, look, I don't know. He fucking hit him in the head. I don't think 4 weeks seems like a lot. I saw something talking about NFL recently where I don't know who the fuck was saying it.
Oh, you were saying that shit.
I said it yesterday, but it was like, it was Gavin Orr, who might be his manager, one of the Orr brothers. But he's saying in the NFL, they are so fan-focused that during the season, unless it is like an egregious act of violence, they'll fine the player before they suspend them. If it's really fucked up, they'll suspend them. Because basically, the competition suffers.
Yeah.
Mm.
For like sitting the player out. Like 4 weeks, coming into the finals, Cowboys with a chance,
And off the back of that, we were saying if you had, instead of suspensions and then obviously players are missing from big games, which affects the fans and the product, if you went to like a percentage of salary fine system, if you went high at someone with a careless swinging arm and you lose like 20% of your salary for that year, do you, just as an example,
yeah.
do you reckon you'd see less of it?
I think so.
I think you probably would.
you'd have to, right? But like 20% probably a little hectic, but I hear what you mean.
Random number.
Yes.
That's just a random
Just
number.
throwing it out.
100% of your
Yeah.
salary.
It's more the principle of the example.
Well, I mean,
I got that.
Let's have a real.
If you said to blokes 50% of your
conversation
salary
about
down the shitter if you punch someone, you would never see a punch again.
It's a good point.
Never, ever, ever.
50%.
You seem like, very pro hard punishment.
It's not hard punishment. Don't fuck up.
Yeah, strict out over here.
A strict dad. You need a strict dad shirt.
All I'm saying is, would it work? Yeah, it fucking would. Because I tell you what, the weeks don't.
I actually
The
think,
weeks don't work.
and this is pure speculation, I actually think the NRL would be pro that. I think it's more the RLPA that are like, getting fined money for things that happen at work is unfair. So, like, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
we rock up and you get fined if you swear. And then, you'd
I'm
be
in
like,
big trouble.
Shout out to Dean Ritchie.
Exactly. But it's like part of the gig to a degree. it's a great
Dean,
callback.
that's still the most ridiculous article ever written.
But also one of the greatest.
No, it's great.
Insofacto
Yeah.
becoming legendary.
Yeah.
And so they would argue that like this is our workplace. The speed of the game is so fast. These head highs aren't intentional. So even if you said to us, "We'll take all your money," it's still going to happen because it
Yeah.
happens unintentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
so
I think it'd be fun to put that.
I
to
think
the
you could
test.
tweak it.
What
for
if
sure.
you could? Yeah, you could certainly you could find a way where you're getting fined a certain amount, but if you're doing it 3 or 4 times, then it starts to ramp up.
But then you'd get pissed if you're Holmes because you're like, man, that Mitchell Moses one wasn't even a fucking head high.
I didn't remember it, sorry.
The one against when they played Eels the week before, he came in jammed. Mitchell Moses came forward and just touched his shoulder, and then he obviously,
It would get
got the
tricky.
penalty.
I acknowledge that. I acknowledge it.
And like reffing and MRC and bunker, they're not the most consistent.
I just need to say this so I don't forget it, but we need to go back through the Men's Women's Weekly newspaper and print off that Dean Ritchie article and get it framed.
It's all time.
It needs to be framed.
It needs to be framed.
100%.
Could it be the greatest?
It's probably the
Top
best
5.
I've.
It's probably
Off
the most
top
dribbly.
of the dome. There might be others out there.
He's very couth.
It's dribbly, dude. It's so dribbly. As a
Oh,
rugby
there's
league
been
article.
some great ones. Obviously, Hooper's fucking 10 Reasons to Hate the Storm.
And also
Cam
the,
Smith.
Cam Smith's a shit bloke.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Good
that.
player
I mean,
is a
that's
shit
all.
bloke.
That's all.
Good player, shit bloke. Yeah, we should
That's
start
all
printing
Hall
off
of Fame. That's all Hall of Fame
yeah.
stuff.
Like,
like so outrageous.
that deserves to be behind a frame.
Yeah, it does.
100%.
So outrageous. What are you going to say, Matty?
I just had a question. Why, on your third offence, is a grade 2 high tackle 3 weeks, but a grade 1 is a fine? How's that a 3-week difference? That's outrageous.
The whole system I don't understand, to be honest.
I
Like the
don't
fact there's such a
understand
huge gap between, like the fact that he could go in and if he was successful, because if he's non-successful, it's 4. It goes from 4 to, was it none or 1?
0. Fine. It would have been a fine.
How does that work?
So I don't
There's too many.
understand.
There's almost too many fucking grades.
I don't know. There's too much going on. Like I'm glad someone understands it because I don't. I don't know what's happening.
But it's very weird that you can go from 4 weeks. Is that how like much of a difference in between he was guilty and not guilty? It's like
Not even guilty, not guilty. That's the difference between grade 1 and grade 2. So grade 1 would have been a fine. Grade 2, he got 4 weeks.
Jesus.
So basically, what they're saying is grade 2 is 4 times worse than grade 1.
if you include the past infractions or whatever.
Can I ask a question of you, Denan? Edward, we've already discussed this before, and Matty, you feel free to chime in if you'd like. And I'm not saying I feel this way, but we've discussed it. Would the fucking NRL season be better if it was like finals now? And it was like
shorter?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like at start we were getting into the fucking
That's
like the start of the season I would have given way more of a shit about this. And I just feel like now I'm like, I don't even know what's happening. Like I didn't even see the Moses thing. Like, does it go on too long?
Well, that's
I know
what-
I love rugby league.
Yeah.
But
Well, the players feel that 27 games, and then the NRL saying that they anything over anything under 2 they don't have to ask them for. Basically, the more games, the more money. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So
Completely understand that.
Yeah.
But do you think that 27 rounds is too long?
way too long.
I think it's way too long.
And
I think 22 is probably cherry ripe.
we should make it shorter, and I know the NRL wouldn't do this because they're a business, they're trying to make money, and I understand that. But we should make it shorter and then focus on international footy at the end of every season.
yeah.
That would be, how good would it be? You go in a shorter season, and then you get a hectic end of year
Couldn't you also
international
do
game.
like
So it's-
shorter season, Origin, then the Origin really does become the selection thing for, or is that then like?
I
you're
think
taking
Origin
the
in
piss?
mid-year is the best because they're at peak. Everyone's at essentially their peak form. They're not as damaged. They're damaged to a degree. Whereas at the end of the season, you get people that hadn't trained for like 3 to 4 weeks in that.
Yeah, right.
I think that where Origin is
Perfect.
is one, they've refined this over time, right? And it's not a coincidence that it's at the end of May. Like it would just be at the right amount of time
Yeah.
where people have showed enough during the season, but people are still frothing at the mouth for Origin.
Yeah.
But they've refined it, but then it's like it also isn't refined because the competition turns to shit.
But it just what they've found, and it would be through research and the fact that they did it in that COVID year. I know it's a
Ratings
bit
are down.
different. The ratings just plummet.
Yeah,
They just do.
no, I understand. I just
Like once the grand
Yeah, no,
final's
yeah.
over,
Yeah.
people are fucking. I'm off.
I think if you went footy, Origin, Kangaroos, or international, then by the Kangaroos international, the players would be over fatigued because they'd be up for finals, up for Origin, up for Kangaroos / international.
too intense.
I reckon it should go 11 rounds, stop the season for 3 weeks, Origin, another 11 rounds, finals, international.
Love that.
Because then they're all
That's good.
They're all done
That's really
by-
good. Or you could go 10-3-10 if you wanted to get really punchy.
Because like then they're done by November at the latest, I'd say. And which gives them a good solid 8 weeks off, 8 to 10 weeks off. So anyone that played in the World Cup is coming in probably January, feeling fresh, good to go. All the people that didn't make it, they come in October. Well, they'd be coming in October because they didn't make the international game. Jeez, the preseason's so long. People don't understand.
I thought they came back November. Is it October now?
I think it's late October. Yeah.
for the losers.
Well, they're. Jesus Christ.
Well, they did lose.
Well, they lost.
That's long though. What, October, November?
They fucking didn't win, Denan. What are you if you don't win? A loser.
Oh, my God.
It's all right. That's what it is. That's life. It's fine. Sometimes you lose.
I just
Sometimes
hard
you're a
connecting
loser.
to these elite, incredible athletes to loser. And just
Sometimes you're a loser. Sometimes you're a winner. That's what life's about. Not every, unless we can give them participation medals if they want. For fucking
Yeah, well, but that's making the next generation
exactly.
soft.
It's making everyone soft.
okay.
Soft as butter.
So you're just trying to toughen them up, are
They're
you?
just trying to toughen
See, that's
them
what
up.
I'm talking about with the dog in ya.
It's tough love. I'm a loser.
You should go into a preseason.
You're a loser. You're a loser. We're all losers, and then sometimes we're winners, and that's
When
when
did we
winning's-
lose?
That's when winning's sweet. Well, not us technically. We're winners, but like, generally,
We're
I'm
champions.
speaking- Yeah, we're champions. We're
Yeah,
champions.
we are world champions.
But like generally speaking, winning won't feel
You
like
should
good
go
if you
to.
don't
I
have
reckon you
losers.
should go to a preseason.
Fuck that. Dude.
What do you-
I've had my pre-seasons before. I've played my footy.
Would you?
I've run a sandhill once. It was fucked.
Would you guys do it if it could be organised a preseason?
I wouldn't do all of it, but I'd do a day, like where we got fucking pounded.
Fucking day.
Would I do a whole?
What a whole
preseason
pre-season?
Yeah, you want to get
for
fit.
4 months?
Fuck
no,
no.
it wouldn't be 4 months. It wouldn't be 4 months. It'd be like a boxing camp.
The problem,
12
the
12
problem with the
I'd do
NRL
something, for
preseason,
sure.
the problem with the NRL preseason is that it falls at the wrong time of year for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, start of November, we've got the Melbourne Cup, which is the start officially of silly season. Silly season runs into horizontal season, which doesn't end until the end of January, right? So I've got a month in February where I'm starting to get the wheels turning again, and then all of a sudden NRL's back in earnest. So there's really no time for me to participate.
What about a week?
In a preseason?
I'd do it. I'd do a week for sure. If I could,
month?
like, I mean, like,
He'd do a week for sure.
No, but as in, like, I was like, you'd be able to do it well, but I mean, as an experience.
You wouldn't have the time.
What do you mean? I wouldn't have the time to do a week?
How
of
often would they
preseason?
train?
How
It's a full-time
fucking
job.
easy is our job, Eddie? We
No,
can
you
find
actually, he's actually
time.
right. You probably wouldn't have.
Fuck off. What, you reckon you've got all day, fucking every day to train?
Well, what we do is just record podcasts from the sideline after we've just thrown up. That'd be fucking great content. That's how you do it. Oh yeah, you just finished fucking doing your Bronco, which I'd assume I'm finishing early because I'm not made of the right stuff. I'm not.
Well,
gonna
you
go-
wouldn't be finishing early.
You'd be
'cause that
finishing
doesn't happen.
last.
And everyone would be doing extras because you didn't make your time.
Well, no, see, I wouldn't want to fuck the boys because and I'd only do it with Manly.
but that's
and
part of the preseason. That's the pressure. The
Yeah,
mental
but
pressure.
like, there's a reality, right? So
Yeah.
like, you've got to be able to do it.
But you would have times according to your heart rate. That's what they do. So they track your heart rate. And so, for example, even if I'm at the front really
be
fit,
dead.
if I'm at the front really fit, but I'm not above a certain heart rate, and the guy at the back is actually above that certain heart rate, I actually get in trouble, not
yeah,
him.
well, my heart rate will go up.
So you would still have to train as hard, even if you weren't.
No, I understand that.
keeping up with them.
But what I mean is, I would think as an experience that would be like not fun, but like a good one for a week max. Like fuck doing anything more than that. But like,
a week is outrageous. These guys are professional athletes. You're going to do a week preseason? You've lost your fucking
the point
mind.
isn't that I think I can do it. You understand that, right? It's not about thinking I can do a preseason. That's the point. No one would want to see me dominating a fitness exercise.
No, I think Eddie's saying that you just wouldn't fucking turn up the third or fourth day.
That's exactly
No,
what I'm saying.
it's bullshit.
You don't
It's
turn up to
content.
fucking Josh half the time for fucking an hour in the morning, mate.
Well, that's content. I was a job.
Bullshit. The amount of messages I've got of you in bed. My alarm didn't go off. Bullshit. And you reckon
was
you
there
do
today.
7
Where were you,
days?
cunt?
Oh, it was organised yesterday. You lying cunt. You know it was.
There we go.
I've got probably 10 messages. Sorry, boys.
I'll
Slipped
get 10
in.
messages up.
Well, we'll get
Get
them
10
up.
messages up.
We'll get them up.
Get
There was
10
one the
messages
other
up.
day.
Get 10 up.
There was one the other day, mate.
Twice. I have done it.
Fuck
My
off,
alarm didn't
cunt.
go off.
Fuck off, cunt.
I've never said my
And
alarm.
now he's there every fucking day all of a sudden for 7 days. Mate,
You know
lost
what?
your
You're going to be
fucking
there every day
mind.
now. Because you get tabs are going to be cheap.
There's one.
Yeah.
Where was that? Fucking a couple of weeks ago.
Mate, I'm not saying I didn't do it.
I got a
10's
new
lie.
phone. You can't go back further. There would have been 10 easy.
There would have been 10. I'd back in. I'd back in.
no.
Didn't you only the guy that literally didn't train for a marathon?
Yeah.
That's because I was injured because I was trying to train. And I still did it. So obviously I made the right stuff. But if it's content-wise, then I'm doing it. I'm not just doing it for fun, Denan.
Okay, so you for
This
content, you would.
guy has a
This
very
guy doesn't
inflated
want to
sense
do
of
it.
self.
No, he doesn't want to do it because he wants to
thought
just do fucking nothing in January. That's why he's
He
like, we
thought
wouldn't have time. We got so much
I
fucking time.
can promise you right
We do
now.
4
cunt.
podcasts
I can
a
promise,
week.
I can
We
promise
think
you
of the
right
whole
now.
fucking day.
I can promise you right now. I would not do a preseason in January. If you want to fucking do that for a giggle, go for gold. I will not be with you.
Right, so you would do it though?
In January,
No,
absolutely
but
not.
you would do it if there was another week.
What
where
about
you could do it.
October?
In
Late
October,
first
preseason.
week.
Oh, but I'd do it. He wouldn't.
Well, see, there you go. So, like, whatever. I'm saying I'd do it now.
No,
because
you
I would
wouldn't.
do it.
You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. You talk shit. It'd be like that time you tried to do 100 push-ups and you got fucking 45.
But I had a crack.
You've got this idea in your head that you could do a week preseason, no problem.
dude.
It'd be a bit of a laugh.
That's why you do it, because you can't do it. You understand that? It's
You know what you
content.
should go on?
That's why you do it.
Those like TV shows, SAS
a
ones.
day would be enough. A week
But that's
is...
not that funny, is it?
What, you reckon it's funny watching everyone the same thing over and over and over
Well, it
and over and
depends what
over and
you're doing,
over and
though,
over and over and were you vomiting?
Well, it depends.
I'll
You
tell you
don't know
what you
what the
do.
fuck's involved in a preseason,
I
right?
can tell you.
But
Monday,
that's the point,
you walk
right?
up, probably do speed, then you go back.
Still got that.
You rock up, you do speed, then you go back to Thingo. You obviously stretch and do that. It takes about an hour. You have a feed. Then you might do some video. You might talk to some, like your outside backs, sit together or whatever.
video part.
Yep, video part. Then you'll do about
have
an
anyone
hour and a
to
half
talk
to 2
to.
hours of weights.
No, to be talking to us.
And so by that stage,
Weights? Could do weights.
you can do weights. And so by that stage, you're in at 7. You're probably out by 3 or 4. So it's like just a day's work.
That's an easy day. There's one day.
Boom,
Bit of
easy,
weights.
done easy.
I'm
then-
one day in.
Then Tuesday, you're getting fucked. So you're rocking up and you're getting towed and fitness for a couple of hours. Then you're doing the stretching, then you go back, you eat, more video, then you go in, and that's when wrestling comes, and that's when you really do get actually fucked.
There you go. That's fun.
Wednesday, recovery with some video.
Wait, I'm 2 days in now here. I've wrestled and I'm fucking thrown up once.
Thursday, contact. So essentially a drill or a game in regards to
Contact.
Yeah, first grades versus reserve grades or whatever. Then weights later in the afternoon.
We get put with like the under 12. Yeah, they're
That'd
real.
be too big for us.
They're
Have you seen
junior
some of the under
academies.
12s now?
And then Friday, you'll probably do a skill session with a lot of weights. That's probably a heavier weight session. Then Saturday will be a fucking
Oh, we're talking
absolute,
7 days. Oh, I thought it was like a work
It's
week.
6 days.
I thought there'd be more fitness.
More fitness. Well, everything is kind of fitness. Like every day you're doing something. Like
I thought
skills,
you'd be running like fucking most days.
well, you are. Like sprints is not just like, chilling. You're running that sprint session
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
goes for 2 hours.
Right.
And then the Tuesday session is a full-on towel up of fitness. And then you've got wrestling
And
and,
then Saturday,
weights.
so it's 3 and 6, yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
You're running
That
every day
sounds-
pretty much.
Listen, I'm just saying, it's not just, there's more to it than just fucking running.
I think it's about in preseason, I think you're getting up to about the 35 to 40 Ks a week is how much you run. And that's not including wrestling weights. That's just running.
That's a week?
Yeah.
In preseason?
Yeah.
I ran 42 in a day, so that's easy.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best.
But yeah, I think that'd be funny, like in terms of content.
Less than a
That'd be funny.
quarter of a day, actually.
5.5 hours, if we're going to be honest, but whatever.
Going to get technical.
Now, store shout out, Terry Brown's, Eaton Hills, Northside, Eaton Hills, Common Ground Cellars. See Dan, close to the University of Queensland. Every Black Sheep bottle shop. Make sure if you're in Brisbane and you've been going to some bottle shops and they've been sold out, Black Sheep bottle shop, all of them are really good at restocking really quickly. So head into there to get some Bloke Lager. Macquarie's Colmsley, right next to Colmsley Hotel. Plenty of stock on hand. Redcliffe Leagues Club, home of the Dolphins, has Bloke Beer. Bottle O Curry, brand new bottle shop in the heart of Curry has just opened and already has big stacks of Bloke Beer and selling for great prices. Get in and see Michael and his team support this brand new community bottle shop. Celebrations Cameron Park, big supporters of Bloke Beer and are currently selling both lager and midi for very competitive prices. IGA, Richie's, Elmore, Vale. In Newcastle, you can't miss their huge floor stack of Bloke. In their lager right before you enter the cool room. Taylor and a team, massive supporters of Bloke Beer, so get in and show some love and buy some Bloke Beer. Now, honestly, who do you reckon, seriously, will fall out of the 8 and who do you reckon get into the 8?
Legitimately?
Yeah.
I think Sharks will miss the 8.
Yep.
I believe that with all my heart. We went back and we looked at their run. It's not great.
Their run's not good.
I think the Knights, if like hand on my heart, outside of Manly, obviously, Knights are a sniff. The way they've been playing.
The Cowboys
Oh, the
losing to the Titans last week, I was kind of like, I thought you guys were kind of back. The Titans seemed like a weird loss to have.
That could cost them their season because Holmes has gone and they lost to the Titans.
Yeah, like it just seemed like that was I was like, oh, okay. So
I honestly think it'll be Sharks out, Cowboys out, Knights in, Seagulls in. There's a must-win game for Manly. We went through it. We'll probably lose the Panthers. No,
we'd
that's
lose
not the must
Panthers,
win.
So, well, Roosters we must win, and then
No, but that was winnable. Warriors away. Warriors away.
Yeah, because then it's like Tigers and maybe Dogs or some shit.
I essentially reckon you've got to win every game except for one.
Except the Panthers get it. That's why I'm saying the Warriors away.
If
That's the tough one.
When we win tonight, but if let's just go alternate universe, fucking something that'll never happen. Say we're to lose tonight against the Roosters.
You know, is it the same universe you do a preseason?
Mate, the only reason I won't be doing a preseason is because of old softcock over here. He doesn't want to have a crack. That's the only reason.
We'll get back to it. Yeah. So you reckon Manly can sneak in?
Look, they can, and the Knights can. Obviously, based on the season, you can't. It's hard to trust the form, but you'd say that reasonably about the Cowboys, who sucked balls at the start of the season as well. That you can't trust. I can't trust the Sharks. Those 4 teams are teams you can't trust at the moment. The Eels, I didn't realise they were down at fucking.
They're quite a ways
They
down.
were almost in the top 4 a couple of weeks ago.
No.
I think they got to 6 when they won about 6 games, and they got to 6 or so.
But they were a win or so out of the top 4. I swear.
They went on a 6. They won 6 out of 7 games a period there. The Seagulls, they're just so. You're fortunate that you have a relatively okay run home in regards to you got Roosters. They're not going that well. Warriors is going to be fucking tough at home. That's really the game that is put it this way. If I'm Seagulls, and I'm also probably the Cowboys as well, and Eels, my finals start this week.
Yeah.
This is finals footy for us. Just get in the fucking finals and see how we go. I'm actually thinking that I reckon the Raiders, I don't think, look, I'm unsure whether they'll fall out, but just watching their form last few weeks, I don't know, might be a bit tough.
Who have they got this weekend? They've got is it Tigers? Tigers at home.
I've actually picked Tigers.
Have you?
Yeah. I just think
but see, to your point, if they were to lose this weekend to the Tigers, for example,
yeah,
big
they're
trouble.
really bad. The top 4 is everyone's pretty sweet there. That's pretty much.
You'd have to think the Rabbitohs are okay.
Yeah, but I don't trust anyone below the top 4.
I'm a bit unsure on the Rabbitohs too. Honestly, anyone from Raiders down, so Raiders, Rabbitohs, Sharks, Cowboys, Knights, Seagulls, I am unsure.
Same.
That's how crazy this season's been. Because a week ago, you would have said Cowboys are a fucking premiership threat.
Well, that's what everyone was saying.
Everyone was saying that.
And now you're going, holy shit, if they drop another game, they literally, if they drop another game.
What's funny is if they beat the Titans on the weekend, they're 1 win outside the top 4.
I know, it's crazy. I think it's it's the closest season we've had in forever.
I think 4th place is very interesting as well because the Storm, they still have to play the Panthers and the Broncos to finish off the year.
Ooh.
It is, in my opinion, though, it is what it always is. The top 4 is strong. One of them will win the comp, and that's really it. You know what I mean? The Raiders aren't going to fucking do anything. I don't think the Rabbitohs are. The defence isn't good enough. The Sharks, they're going to miss the 8. The Cowboys run too late. Knights, it's the Knights. Seagulls, I'd like to think so in my heart of hearts, but it's not been our best season of all time.
Can I ask you a question, Dan?
Yeah, of course, mate.
Now, I know that you're obviously a Channel 9 shill, but do you blame Freddie Fittler for the Sharks' form and in so doing Nico Hines' confidence?
Because we think there's a correlation.
We're just wondering.
Well, first of all, I don't blame Brad Fittler.
Channel 9 apologist, whatever.
But I do think that what happened absolutely wasn't best for his season career. If you could rewind time and go, would you have rather him make his Origin debut as a Shark fan or not? You'd probably say I would have rathered him not make his debut with how everything unfolded. But it's a bit harsh to say it's Freddie Fittler's fault that the Sharks are struggling because there's a whole team there and it's their left side that fucking is absolutely their Achilles heel and Hines is on their right side. Now, I know Hines has missed tackles and, whatever. He's not a perfect player, but Hines is the least of their problems, in my opinion.
It's interesting timing, though. That's all.
Yeah, that's all we're saying because I'm not knocking Hines. I'd say it's a confidence issue for Nico.
But I don't think Hines is the problem. I think that he is not the reason.
Can't score any rugby league points.
It was one game.
It was Manly beat him 30-0.
The Sharks have the most points of any team.
Yeah, they're literally.
Yeah. What about if you remove? Is that before Origin? What about after? What
They
about
still
after
scored
his
30
Origin
points or so
dramas?
against you.
No, they didn't. It was 30.
That's incorrect. And that doesn't count. We've been over that last week.
Well, what was the score the week before?
I thought Fitzgibbon was his thing was defence.
Well, it was last year. Then they got in the finals. They struggled. I think that it's just like, you have to remember this team 2 years ago was 10th. And they were not even close to premiership.
Yes,
it takes time.
Yes, it does. Well,
Be patient.
Be patient, Chucky's fans.
Don't burn your fuse.
But would you not be slightly alarmed that things have fallen apart since the finals last year and not recovered and in fact got worse? I think if you're making small improvement, well, at least heading in the right direction, they're not heading in the right direction. They're heading in the opposite direction.
Look, Yeah, for sure. It's like, it's definitely not good. Absolutely. You would hope that they would be sitting in that top 4 and they had every reason to, if you look at their draw, you look at their opportunities. But I also think people just forget how friggin' hard it is to build systems at clubs. It's his second year of first grade coaching.
Yeah, I'm prepared to go with that. Like I'm not calling for Fitzy's head. Certainly not doing that. But I mean, are they assigning away, or are they just a development?
I think they need to
away?
recruit. I think they need to recruit.
Like a forward.
I think a couple of forwards were doing real good. I think their backs are fine. Definitely
backs
top
are
4
hot.
standard. Hines, hot, fine.
Is it like letting a couple go as well? Like, is Wade Graham? Where's Wade at in terms of a player? Like, he's still on the
I think
bench
he's
and
towards
shit.
the end of his career.
Wader.
He's done so much in his incredible career. One of the most likeable players ever. But I do think he's heading towards the back end. I just think that left edge, Talakai, it's such a hard decision because you look at his attacking stats. They're the best attacking stats for a centre in the competition. They're unbelievable. He's like,
Are they really?
yeah. Can you read out Talakai's stats, please? They're unbelievable. But defensively, he really struggles and hasn't really progressed as much as they would hope as a centre, because he wasn't a centre obviously a couple of years ago. And so that has kind of like, then you've got Matty Moylan that was on that side too, and he was also so good in attack that it was like, there's 2 parts to a game. Do I drop him just because his defence isn't great? I think Trindle with more time, I think if they were to go into the market for a good back rower, and then you put like Iro in the centres or Connor Tracy, I think that they're not as far away. Just a few, put it this way, if their left side defence got 50% better, they're probably in the top 4 right now. So they're not that, even though it's a devastating year, like look at the Broncos, for example, devastating year last year. You could say like absolutely horrendous end to the season, but they made a few little tweaks to their team and staff, and now they're sitting second. And I think the Sharkies, although not as progressed as the Broncos because they don't have as much resources and they're not as big of a club, and you look at their roster, I do think that it's just a few little tweaks that could see the Sharkies back playing finals footy. What do you got there?
So 5 tries, 13 try assists, which is the most for any centre in the NRL.
Hectic.
54 tackle breaks, 8 line breaks, 167 average running meters.
Which is the most for any centre.
Jesus. I didn't realise he was having that sort
And
of
I think his
season.
line break assists are also the best in the comp.
Is he
for
back
centre.
in the centres, or because they moved him into the forwards? Or
Yes,
the bench?
last week he was against the Panthers, but then I think he's been moved again because he had a not a great night in defence.
They got fucked up.
20 line break assists, which is 6 in the whole NRL. The only people in front of him are Walker, Hines, Drinkwater, Walsh and Ponga.
Jesus Christ.
So like people that are like, you should have just made that decision of that left side ages ago. It's like, mate, he's literally the best
hard,
attacking.
yeah.
There's 2 sides to a game. And even Billy Slater said, stuff it, just go out all attack. Billy Slater literally said, you know what, they just got to lean into it and just say, look, we're going to win 40 to 30.
Did he say it in like a really nice poetic sort of way? Like,
I think it rhymed.
like bush poetry sort
I think
of
it
shit?
rhymed. I think it rhymed.
I bet it did.
Yeah.
I bet it did.
Beautiful. Really nice
And not
listen.
always though, like, because that's also the beauty of bush
Probably
poetry.
said it in Latin.
Sometimes it doesn't rhyme, and like sometimes it does, but often you're just like conveying ideas.
It's sad to see tall poppy syndrome just in full flight.
I love it. What are we talking about? I'm celebrating a bush poet.
So he's been named at centre. That is really interesting. I think maybe they're just worried about debuting a rookie in the centres. Hopefully they can sort their defence out. So in regards to the ladder, I do think the Raiders need to, like, if they don't win this week, like, that is starting to get like, holy shit.
Yeah, Ricky's gonna start. Ricky's like, if a kettle's boiling, you know those kettles that whistle. It's just starting. It's just a little. You're not even sure if you're hearing.
Only
it.
dogs can hear it.
You're just like, wait, what the fuck's that noise?
It's not on the sound waves humans can hear right now.
It's really like dog whistle sort of, and then like if they start losing, the nation will be like, what the fuck is that noise? And that's the kettle that is Ricky Stewart about to explode down in Canberra.
Could you imagine if they fell out of the 8?
Yep,
I could imagine it.
it'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I could.
But I'm also like, I'm in this polarity, is that the word, with like the Raiders, where like if they're going well, I'm like, I like the Raiders, I'm happy for them to go well, and then if they start losing, I'm like, I love seeing the Raiders lose because it's fucking funny.
What, as in watching Ricky blow up?
Getting pissed off.
He's great. He's one of the greats.
I love him.
Bulldogs signings: Zeri, Crichton, Taff, Salmon, Knight, Tokiaho, Watson rumour. Tokiaho saw a rumour, but it's looking close. Tokiaho. Do you reckon the Bulldogs can fight for the 8 next year?
Yeah, I think they can. They were unlucky with injuries. Like there were some injuries.
They're the most injuries in the comp this year.
Right. Like they had some. There was a period there where like Phil Gould was basically just like.
He's nearly gearing up.
Well, exactly. pulling plumbers off the fucking street. So, like...
Well, Kick-Out came back last week, they won.
Yeah, so, like, I think they've been a bit unlucky with injuries and they're bringing in some throbbers. Bronson Cherry, obviously he's had 4 years out, but, like, if you were following along on his socials, he didn't look like he'd lost a step. Stephen Crichton, good. Blake Taff. Surprising that the Bunnies let him go. I thought, like, when he sort of came onto the scene, they were sort of... Didn't he play the grand final?
Well, I think it's like balance-wise to their, I guess, roster because you've got Munro that's come through now that will probably is a fullback if Latrell isn't.
Right.
So
but like, so to that end, right, though, he was still relatively highly touted. A double A into a double F for a last name as well. You just don't see that these days.
You don't see it enough.
You don't. And then you follow that with a Jamin Salmonetti. Liam Knight, friend of the show, coming on the podcast. Chuck Yaho's a bit of a like.
You'd be hoping as a Dogs fan that they're going to trouble the 8 next year.
Well, I put it this way: if they have a similar year to this year, that's when the drums need to start beating. Of like,
set your pubes on fire, sort of stuff.
I think you need to look higher than get your pubes out, start setting them on fire if you want. But I think people up the top start need to answer questions.
Set their pubes on fire,
potentially.
Was this not? Seriously. Did this not happen at the Panthers though?
Yeah, they were still like fighting in finals footy though. They weren't, the bottom of the table. They
weren't dwelling at the bottom, yeah.
Like, for example, when Hook was there, they were a top 4 side.
And then they got rid of him.
And
they sacked him when he was 3rd, I think, or 4th.
And then they dropped to about 8th. And then Ivan Cleary came in and they really struggled at the first half of the year. People are calling for his head, Nathan's head. Then they put some wins together at the back end of the year. I don't think they squeezed into finals footy that year, and then they went on their crazy run.
Since 2014, the Panthers have only missed the finals twice.
Yeah, so it's not like for like. It's a bigger job. Put it this way: it's a bigger job than the Bulldogs is. The Bulldogs is a bigger job than the Panthers' job.
You can't say they're going to get worse by bringing those players in.
You'd certainly hope.
They hope that this year, but in saying that, they had so many injuries. This year. I just want to see. I just want to see a year. They don't have to have no injuries, but like middle of the table injuries.
Yeah.
Then you get
mid-pack injuries, not the most injuries.
Yep, absolutely.
Is that what you're looking for?
Absolutely am.
Okay.
Love that. Love that. Melbourne Storm set to make a play for Payne Haas when he comes off contract November 1st. What do you reckon, boys? That side is fucking scary if they did.
Who the fuck isn't making a play?
That would be a huge signing for Melbourne. Very un-Melbourne-like.
The Matildas will be going after him soon, mate. Like it'll be ridiculous, but they'd have to get rid of someone. Like they can't. How the fuck are they fitting Payne Haas?
Well, I thought they were under pressure anyway. I thought that the juggling act of squeezing in fucking Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant, Cameron Munster was a tough one.
They did lose Kofusi, Bromwich Brothers.
Pappenhausen. Did you say Pappenhausen?
I didn't say Ryan Pappenhausen, no.
And then you've got Nelson, who they just re-signed.
But you look at their forward pack; outside of Nelson, no one's really on Bitcoin, I'd say.
No, but
can you have the rest of those boys and him?
Well, Bromwich, the main Bromwich, the captain, he was on big wicket before he left.
Not Milson though.
But like
he was on more than
Jerome
and a
and
milli.
What would Jerome and Munster be on?
He was on a mil.
Well, reportedly 900 each. So they've evened it out, so everyone's on essentially the same, about 900 to a mil.
It's a lot of money.
And the new cap, you might
also,
be able to do
it. Payne was set to sign with the Storm when he was a junior, and then Wayne called him at the Broncos and he went up.
He saw the light.
Is that right?
I heard that on NRL 360.
Do you think you'll lose him? Hand on heart?
No.
I don't. I don't think you will. As if you'd want to leave that with all your boys. You're going well.
And
things are going well. They're all hot. Like
they're hot.
The Broncos are hot right now, right? Like we've been saying it all season because we're stand-up guys who, we tell the truth.
We've always told the truth.
Even though we hate Denan and we hate the Broncos, I can't. It's the Broncos are hot as fuck.
Despise Denan.
Despise
the Broncos.
Yeah, but you call it as you see it. You don't want to leave that.
I see.
To go to fucking Melbourne.
You want to not look in Reece Walsh's eyes after he scores a try?
Melbourne are a good side. Melbourne is a place.
Yeah.
Full respect to it, but it's not that cool.
And it's a little unknown down there. Like I'd be going, well, who's replacing Craig? And when's that happening? And what's that look like?
Yeah. No thanks.
All right, boys, time for tips.
Manly.
Roosters, $1.58. Seagulls, $2.38.
$2.38 for Manly. When we beat them last time at Brookie,
it's a disgraceful price.
Well, the last time you beat them at Brookie, you won the penalty count by 1,000.
Well, that shows an ill-disciplined fucking Rooster side.
I don't understand why people say that. It's also, like, don't be ill-disciplined.
Yeah, you're ill-disciplined. We have Matt Lodge now. They don't have him. And I've got to be honest.
This is Lodge Cup. Lodge ball.
Dude, Lodge has been a great signing. I don't know anything, but he's just a big, thick presence. And that's what we needed.
Yeah. Momentum.
Offload. Big, thick,
Passion.
intimidating.
Passionate.
Did I mention big and thick?
He is big and thick, big boy. Yeah, I reckon Manly has got more to play for.
Thank you, mate.
More to play
Thanks,
for.
Denan.
See, we appreciate a bit of honesty.
Yeah.
Titans, Warriors. Titans 316. Warriors $1.36.
I think the Warriors, right? But
Would you be shocked if the
would you
Titans
be
won?
shocked if the Titans beat them?
Because it's the Titans. They play hot boy footy.
And it's the Warriors still. I know the Warriors are still, but like the Warriors need to be doing this for more than one season for me to like forget that the Warriors that I know.
I've fully.
Well, they'd have to do it for 10 years
Yeah, seriously.
to erase that feeling.
I'm backing in the Warriors because I'm sick of doubting them.
Same, but but then like at $3.16, I'm like
Bit of value there at home.
there's a bit of value from like my memory. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
vibe of
I'm
experience.
going to say Warriors hump them.
Okay, I like that.
I think it's time to
Back him in.
back the wires.
to fully back them in. This is flex time.
And we're half Kiwi, so like there's a part of that you sort of
Okay.
you need to acknowledge.
Okay. Well, I'm going Warriors. Penrith Panthers. Storm. Panthers paying $1.35. Storm $3.23. And Matty pointed this out. Storm are longer odds to beat the Panthers than the Titans are to beat the Warriors. So I think that's a first is more likely to beat fourth than fourth is to beat 11th.
It's pretty fucking wild.
That is
isn't it?
wild
That
stuff.
speaks to the Panthers.
Yeah.
It does speak to the Panthers.
I
They
can see
are
it being like
immense.
20-0.
Yeah, I think Panthers win.
Yeah,
Win
yeah,
well.
yeah. They're immense.
Cowboys versus Broncos. Cowboys $2.43. Broncos $1.56.
Bronx. Love them.
The
Too hot,
line,
too
mate,
horny.
I don't know if the line's changed, but it was 4 points yesterday.
They're always close, these games. If you
I
go back to
know,
history.
but it's you guys are just so much better right now.
missing man.
Yeah, but there's just something about these
Rugby
games.
league,
It's
man.
always golden point or
Stags 2+ tries, by the way.
Jeez, he's throbbing real hard right
Yeah.
now.
Line's still 4.5.
Wow.
I'm getting on it.
Dolphins, Newcastle, Dolphins $3.34, Newcastle $1.33.
I'm going Newcastle, but again, a game where I wouldn't be shocked was the Dolphins to upset the Knights. 334. It's not nothing.
No, I think the Knights will win.
Rabbitohs
will win.
$1.20, Sharkies $4.60.
Rabbits.
Bunnies.
There's value there in the Sharkies.
There is value.
I think
in the
there's- I
Sharks,
think there's
'cause the
value in
Bunnies
the
have
Shark-
got it in them at the moment
Yeah,
where they
they're
can
not
fuck it
all
up.
there.
I don't mind the Sharks line. I'll be having a look at that.
15.5.
Yeah, I'm all over that. I'm all over 15.5.
Okay. Eels, Dragons, Eels $1.15, Dragons $5.50.
Eels, but
Eels.
again,
Again, I don't mind
550.
550.
But I don't mind 550.
You know what?
What's the line on that one?
I might have to do a bit
I'm
of
having a- I'm having a nibble.
kennel bet. I got to do it with some dogs, dude.
Sorry,
I'm
the
gonna do a kennel bet.
15.5 was the Eels Dragons. Sharks South was 13.5.
15.5 is not
Still
too
take it.
bad.
I'm going to have a little bit of dog.
I
multi.
might have it. You might just
Still dog multi.
just a little Dolphins, Sharks, Dragons. Just a little bush.
Tigers
Raiders
even.
$1.30.
You could
Tigers
even do a
$3.50.
Tigers.
Tigers were $4.40, I think, earlier in the week.
You go fish into shark into dragon into tiger.
So Dolphins line is 9.5. Sharks is 13.5. Dragons is 15.5. And Tigers is 10.5.
Jesus.
10
I
and a
tell
half.
you what, Ricky will be immense in the press conference if they lose at home to the Tigers,
Yeah.
who are coming dead last. That would be fucking good stuff.
That would be.
He'll be on the sideline. Feels like a sideline game.
Oh yeah, no,
That's
it's
a
at home.
sideline game.
Like
Ricky's
a
on the sideline.
real passionate
Yeah.
blow up
Yeah.
sort of game.
Off
Chewy
the
in the
seat,
mouth.
yelling,
Yeah, screaming.
Yep, I love that.
Screaming.
Who you going, Raiders or Tigers?
I think Raiders
And also, golf day. Is that
tomorrow.
holy
Major
shit?
tomorrow,
Walk
Marrickville.
us through, walk the punter. I know it's all sold out in a minute, but walk them through.
seconds.
What can I expect on a day like this?
So there's about 100. How many of us? 100.
About 100.
About 100 of us.
About 25 teams.
25 teams, 4-man Ambrose. So that is where you take the best ball of your team. Prizes on every hole. Southern Comfort are the main sponsor. They're putting up 4 Scotty Cameron putters, which are the fucking creme de la creme.
The grouse stuff.
Yeah. The good
Yeah,
shit.
like the Gucci sort of stuff.
Yeah, but
Bit
so
of Gucci.
everyone's getting around, and then at the end of it, we all rip and tear at the fucking at Marrickville. So
Jeez, it sounds like a good day.
It's a great day.
I know
Great
I'm
day.
getting ahead of myself, but is there another day planned?
There is.
There
There's
is
one in
another one in
September, and there's
September.
one in December.
So can they pre-book now?
No. Sebo, who runs these things, he has his system.
Yep.
His system is that he will release a window of time. So he likes people to be to be showing a bit of passion.
Yeah, he wants the people who
and
really
to
want to be
just
there.
sitting there refreshing.
Does he give people that came to the first one first dibs?
No.
Because that would be good to be.
Past,
you- I
past
think if you-
champions do.
Past champions. do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But he also tries to win his own events.
Listen,
That's
I'm
the
not.
problem.
Yeah, he does. I don't know it to
That's
be a
very
fact, but
uncouth.
I don't think he'd be beyond bribery.
No, that's true. So what we've actually made it contractually. He can't win any of the prizes on the day,
Which he didn't
'cause
like.
He didn't like that.
But
That's super uncouth.
He's a
we
competitive
pointed. He's
little
too
fucker.
competitive. We go, come on, Sebo, you can't win your own prizes at your own golf day, can you, mate?
It's really uncouth.
That were donated by sponsors to the golf day that we run with you.
Yeah.
You just can't be done.
So, but we are allowing.
So
'cause
we've
he won-
walked
he
him.
won
We've
the
walked him.
last
We've
one,
walked him. We've talked him down off that cliff.
Yeah.
but he's still allowed to win it.
He still landed win it, but he won it last time, and now he's doing this whole we need to defend our fucking our comp sort of thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's uncouth.
Yeah.
But you know what?
He
I
is who
think
he is.
the dribblers like want to beat him. It's like that's now a badge if you can if you take.
Oh, so he
it
set
down.
out the fuck almost a bat signal of like "fuck you,
Come on, come beat me.
come on, cunts," and it says in
Yeah.
a bat
Yeah.
signal.
He's stacked
Come
his
on,
team.
He stacked his team.
Oh, so he's really gone super uncouth kind of.
He's
areas.
basically got great golfers that don't have sub 10 handicaps, but like they're all floating around 10s, 12s, 13s, which makes they don't get penalised.
Yeah.
So he's playing the
because-
system. He's playing the system.
gamed
Well, he's
the
playing. He's
system he
gamed
built.
his own system. This day exists so he could win it.
Yeah.
That's literally he admitted as much yesterday.
So we're looking at corruption. He's basically the FIFA of golf.
Yeah, he is. Seb
yeah,
Blatter.
Sepp Blatter about him. Sepp Blatter.
Seb Blatter.
Look like each other too. Anyway, we're going to go now. We'll go and fuck ourselves and maybe do some fitness.
Yeah, we will. Gonna go get shredded.
I've already done it. I'm done for today.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.